Alright, welcome to the lesson portion of this video. Normally I don't do it this way in one go, but this one kind of needs it. So we're going to be going over Talisha Kitana, which I, jokingly call one of the magnifying glass tropes because that's what it looks like. I'm going to briefly reference Talisha Gadola, but we're not going to go over it in this lesson. I'm just bringing it up because you'll see it later and it's good for future reference. So we have two of them, Talisha Kitana, that one points left. Talisha Gadola, that one points right. Talisha Kitana sounds like this. Talisha Kitana. Talisha Kitana. Talisha Gadola sounds like this. Talisha Gadola. Again, just bring it up so you're aware of it. Remember, trope always have fixed positions which tell you what they are and how they make the word sound. The fixed position of Talisha Kitana is always going to be on the far left. For Talisha Gadola, it's going to be on the right. But for today, we only have to worry about Talisha Kitana, which again, always going to be on the far left in the fixed position. So for example, Talisha Kitana ko. But what happens when a word has two of the same trope, such as in this word, Talisha Kitana Haidoti. When you have two of the same trope, one is your fixed position, which is easy to spot because it will always be in the same spot. In the case of Talisha Kitana, this will again always be at the far left. It's always going to be the little magnifying glass on top of the word pointing left. The other trope is your accent mark. All this extra trope does is move the accent over a bit, which I'm going to demonstrate in the next few slides. Let's look at the word we've been using as an example. We're going to pretend for a moment that it only has one trope mark for a moment. I'm going to sing it the wrong way with the one trope a couple times. And I've also marked where this accent would fall in this example in the slide. Haidoti. Look at the dot map. Haidoti. Now, let's listen to the way it's supposed to be sung with both trope marks. Notice how the dot map for the trope is exactly the same, but I've stretched it so that you can see where the accent falls in the word. Again, pay attention to the arrows and where the dots go. Haidoti. Haidoti. Talisha Kitana Haidoti. One more time, we're going to look at them side by side. And if you're still confused, don't worry. We're going to look at plenty of examples later on to practice, which I'll walk you through. So remember our base trope. Talisha Kitana. Now our incorrect, but for the sake of example, Haidoti. And then the correct one, Haidoti. Then what about hyphens? These don't do anything except lengthen the word. Think of it as one word unit, but with an extra punctuation mark, just making it a bit longer. Just like in English, how the word tomorrow, for instance, used to be spelled T-O hyphen and then morrow. So we have Ve'acharechein, just like we saw earlier. Well, what if a word has a hyphen and gets really long? Let's go back to our earlier example. Remember how the word is supposed to sound when it's chanted? I'll sing it once here. Ha'idoti. So remember, that's our base word. Ha'idoti. Now, we're going to add some nonsense syllables and a hyphen that aren't in the actual word. And I want you to listen and look at the dot map and how I've stretched it. Ha-ha-idoti. Look again. Ha-ha-idoti. So notice that all you're doing is repeating that same line where all the dots are in the same level. That's the only bit that's changing here for Talisha Katana. So we have da 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 da, and just that last bit with the accent stays the same. But what if a word is really short, as in one syllable? So this is easy. You just don't use as much of that tail end where all the dots are on the same level. So let's try this example. Remember, our base trope is Talisha Kitana. I'm going to sing it again. Talisha Kitana. Now look at the dot map and pay attention to the bit that I've highlighted in yellow. Ki. I'll do it again. Ki. And that's it. It's very simple when it's just the one syllable, and it takes some adjusting, but once you do it more, you get into the swing of it. So now we're going to go into the examples. Talisha Kitana Vatelech. Talisha Kitana Vaikra. Talisha Kitana Vayehi. Talisha Kitana Vayikach lechem. Talisha Kitana Vaya. For old time's sake. Talisha Kitana Ve'acharechein. Talisha Kitana Eit. Talisha Kitana V'tapchem. or V'tapichem Tilisha Kitana Hagadol Tilisha Kitana Asher Tilisha Kitana Tilisha Kitana Bimasot. So, as you can see, the left pointing magnifying glass equals die, 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 die. I'm a big fan of turning the trope into, mini nigunim that way, if it helps. So, Tilisha Kitana Yada die, 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 die Tilisha Kitana